Okay, seriously though, no, you're not the I don't know. Everyone sounds annoying except for you. You sound normal. You sound like you're laying pipe constantly. I think that's pretty pog. Not your kid, not your problem. You should put him down the garbage disposal. Your house, your rules.
Welcome back to Cringe Court. I am the Right and Honorable Kenzy Fox, and I will be your adjudicator this evening as we take a look at the grievances of some of the most insane people on the planet in r/am I. And so, without further ado, let's get started.
Am I the for asking my sister-in-law to stop treating my son as if it's theirs? As if what's theirs? Your son? Why are you calling it it? Am I wife is mad that I'm hesitant to use our 2-year-old savings account to buy a new car. Well, has anyone asked the 2-year-old what kind of car they want? Am I the for leaving the room when my nephew started crying? Okay, let's hear. It's vague. What do I think? Am I the ass for leaving the room when my nephew started crying? Yeah, probably. I mean, it sounds like it, you know, maybe you did something or you should have been there to like pat them on the back at least and say like, oh, they're there. Instead of, you know, silently shuffling your way out of the room awkwardly like I didn't do it. My 27 female parents, is this you that's 27 or are parents 27 female? Two lesbian moms in their 20s. My 27 female parents celebrate an early Christmas so everyone could actually be together. Some of us are busy during our holidays with work. This included my sister, Amy, 29, and her family as well. She has a 6-month-old son, Andy. Okay, everyone taking notes on this one? We're doing the entire genealogy right now. This is like a Bible passage. Apparently he had come down with something because he was a bit restless the whole time. What did he come down with? ADHD? What are you talking about? He was a bit restless. What illness do you come down with that makes you, like, active? Like, more active? You know, like, usually it's like, you know, he was restful because he had a cold or the flu. Like, he was calm. He was, like, lying in bed. What illness can I get? I want it, man, that if I can get this illness and it, like, makes me full of energy. What is this illness? Give it to me. I'm gonna come get it from their 6-month-old Andy. However, at some point, he started crying like crazy. Amy said this is something called colic. Colic my nuts, or something? He was screaming so much I felt my head would explode. I excused myself and I said I really couldn't stand the sound. I said, God, he's so fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up, oh my god. And all because he saw, you know, too many brown people in the GTA 6 trailer. Amy told me I couldn't be serious. I asked her what she meant. She said that I was a horrible aunt because I barely spend any time with Andy since he was born, and I only cared about my job and changing my girlfriends every week. I told her I don't like kids crying, and her child was now... It literally is 27-year-old lesbian moms. I predicted. I'm okay, and now I have to change my ruling because she's 27-year-old lesbian mom. She obviously can't be the asshole. I told her I didn't like kids crying and that her child was now screaming at the top of his lungs. I would like... has anyone informed you that your child is now screaming? I asked her not to bring any personal weight into this situation. She called me fat-phobic. My parents agree with her. Was I an asshole? No. Also, it sounds like she called me an uptight asshole. You don't sound very uptight to me. It sounds like you're getting fucking boned on the daily. Like, what do you... Like, you just, like... She just, like, subtly snuck that in, you know? Changing my girlfriends every week. Like, she's laying pipe 24/7. You know, that doesn't sound very uptight to me. That doesn't sound like you're very prudish to me. You're bringing home a new chick every week? I don't know. Maybe, how tight could you be with that much action? Is what I mean. Okay, seriously though, no, you're not the asshole. I don't know. Everyone sounds annoying except for you. You sound normal. You sound like you're laying pipe constantly. I think that's pretty pog. Let's see what Reddit has to say. Not the asshole, not your kid, not your problem. Okay, that's not what I said, okay? That's not what I said. I said it sounds like she's laying pipe. It sounds like she's a real Chad. That's that's not what I said, okay? I'm not your kid, not your problem. You should put him down the garbage disposal. Your house, your rules. Colic is essentially a very painful stomachache that lots of infants get. He was crying like that because he was hurting. Yeah, but she didn't give him colic unless you're like unless this person's like an evangelical Christian who's like, your gayness is what made God angry enough to make the child suffer. Like, I don't think it's her fault that the child has colic. A cow lick? Cow lick my nuts? Sorry. Not the asshole? A crying baby is evolutionarily designed to be distressing, so the adults can help the baby. Okay, it sounds... I'm getting mixed signals here. Now, do you want OP to help the baby? Or do you want OP to not help the baby? You tried very politely to excuse yourself. They made it a personal attack. Okay, I mean, everyone's being reasonable. But it's just because, you know, Reddit hates kids, I think. Yeah, good point, Kimmy. Like, what is this guy saying, you know, like, Charles Darwin has stepped into the, you know, he logged into Reddit now. Not your monkeys, not your circus. Why are you all crazy? Why am I the only reasonable person here? What? Well, I mean, it's because we're on Reddit. But God, I fucking hate Redditors. You know what? Okay, let's go to controversial. Let's find some crazy people. I think you could have just left without making the comment, I can't stand the sound. The sound is making my head feel like it's gonna explode. That was a dick move. Next time, just get up and leave for a bit. Yeah, give him the old Irish goodbye. Absolutely not. Your nephew sucks ass and should not be crying. I hate crying babies too, and they should all go fuck themselves. Okay, I'm giving that one an upvote because that's hilarious. I think this person's being funny. I think this is satire. This is like, this person's me. They're making fun of all the Redditors that are, you know, you should kill the baby next time. How dare a baby come to family Christmas? So true. Who else have we got here? You're the asshole. Okay. But not for being unwilling or unable to tolerate the crying and screaming. You're the asshole because you're so gay. You just had to say something snarky instead of just excusing yourself from your own house. Something called colic? What kind of bubble do you live in, princess? Bro, what the... I don't know what colic is. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. There we go. Let's see if I can... No, no, I don't want to get banned from this subreddit, because sometimes... At least if I'm gonna get banned, I should get banned for something better than colic my balls. Doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, I know, like, I, like, predict what the insane people are gonna say. Just by saying, like, the craziest thing that comes to my mind. Give your sister a break. She has to deal with that all the time. Leaving the room doesn't make you an asshole, but the way you said it probably felt that way to your sister.
It's her child. No one needs to give her a break. She needs to be an adult and realize she signed up for all the good and all the bad. It's not an excuse to be a loser.
Okay. I've heard enough. We've seen what it is. We've seen, like, you know, what people think about this one. Am I the ass for letting a kid with a learning disorder drive me and my kids? Okay, sure. What's the learning disorder? ADHD? If so, yes. It may sound bizarre, but trust me, I'm serious. Am I the ass for letting a kid with a learning disorder drive me and my kids? No. I don't know. It depends what they mean by learning disorder. Like, do they mean somebody who's, like, legally brain dead? In which case, I think that's probably unsafe. You know, but, like, ADHD is classified as a learning disorder. Even though, like, I can drive. I drive all the time, you know? I don't know why, and I don't know why it's classified as a learning disorder. Like, I know a lot of people struggle with it when they're going through school. I didn't. School was very easy for me up until college when I got kicked out. Yeah, but I did get fired from my bus driving position, so maybe we shouldn't bring that one up. Solo? What, you think I shouldn't be allowed to drive my, like, children in my car? I can drive just fine. Don't you drive? Listen, it just depends on what the disorder is, I think. I think it depends on what the disorder is. I shake my head a lot, I notice. Like, some Ians might be like, why does the model shake its head so much? It's because I shake my head a lot. Every time I do something, the next thing I do is shake my head side to side. I gotta get, like, the elements aligned properly to work again. Let's see. So, I, female 38, and my husband, male 35, have 3 kids. 8 male, 6 female, and 3 female. We also occasionally foster kids, mostly younger ones in short-term placements, but a few months ago, my CPS agent approached me and kindly asked to take in an older troubled teen. I'll call him Ryan for privacy. Ryan is 16 and he's a wonderful kid despite his issues. He has a learning disability and he's no genius at academic stuff. If I'm Ryan, honestly just call me at this point. Don't go around telling people like he's no genius at academic stuff. This is just too cruel, man. But he's wonderful at picking up practical skills. He's not stupid by any means. Oh god, you just keep digging, man. Poor Ryan. Just severely neglected. Ryan also has PTSD as he's the sole survivor of a horrible car crash. It's so bad he literally can't get into the car willingly and under restraint. Last time it was attempted, he broke the window trying to get out. He has a license though. What? I don't know. So remember, chat, when you're driving, and I posted about this before, when you're driving, I want you to know that this is who you're driving on the freeway with. This is the person driving next to you. Someone who has PTSD, is the sole survivor of a horrible car accident. And it's so bad that last time he attempted to drive, he broke the window trying to get out of the car. This person has a license and has had it for half a year now. So this is who's driving on the road with you. So, fast forward to yesterday, I wanted to go to the mall to buy the Christmas presents. Sure, okay, I'm gonna let it slide. Keep in mind that originally, I asked my husband to do it a month ago, and he still didn't buy anything. I couldn't leave the kids alone at home, and I definitely couldn't force Ryan to babysit them. I also couldn't leave Ryan alone because he'd feel excluded from a family activity. I wanted him to pick his own Christmas present. Okay. I see where the problem is. This is kind of like one of those times, it's like the old riddle, right? It's like, a man comes up to a river, and he's got a fox, a hen, and a piece of straw, an ear of corn. He can only transport one of these by boat at a time. How does he get them across without eating them? Hold on, I don't know the answer to that riddle. I'm trying to think about the answer to that riddle now. You can only take two things across, right? So you take the chicken and the corn across, and then you leave the corn over there, and then you bring the chicken back with you, and then you grab the fox and you bring the fox over and you leave it with the corn, and then you go get the chicken and then you bring it back to the fox and the corn. Right? Is that the answer to the riddle? That's not that hard. That's actually very easy. I feel like that can't be the answer to the riddle. Let's see. So fast forward to yesterday. I wanted to go to the mall to buy the Christmas presents. Yeah. The mall is quite a ride away from the house, and you need to get on the highway to get there. Ryan, I'm familiar with what it's like to live in suburbia, yeah. Ryan told me he's not getting in the car, and since I didn't want to argue with an already traumatized child, I handed him the keys and said, okay, drive. How is he gonna drive without getting in the car, lady? What the f*** are you talking about? Ryan turned out to be a wonderful driver. I'm a driving instructor myself, and I can tell if a person has a talent for driving or not. Talent, a natural, like, innate skill. Ryan has the talent. He's basically a natural-born driver. He feels the car, feels the road, he brakes and accelerates smoothly, and he parks without parking assist even though he doesn't have much experience. What the f*** are you talking about? And what the hell is parking assist? He's on high alert, but he's not overly anxious. To be honest, I felt safer in the car with him than with my husband, who's constantly on the phone when driving. Jesus, what's wrong with all of you? You're a driving instructor, supposedly. What are you're just letting your husband text and drive? This person's terrible. You're the asshole, okay? You're just a bad person. This is why people, this is the driving instructor that's passing the people that you then are driving on the freeway with. You know, her students like hitting 6 pedestrians every lesson because they can't stop watching TikTok Fortnite. And then fucking, you know, they give them the A+ anyway, and then next thing you know, they're crashing into your grandma going down the freeway at 65 miles per hour. We got to the mall and back with absolutely 0 issues, like absolutely 0. Okay, how many issues were you expecting to have getting to the mall and back? How many issues do you usually have getting from the mall and back? Well, like, why are you talking about it like this? Do you know how many issues I've had in like 10 years of driving? I was gonna say 20, but that's not entirely correct. None. I have not had one issue in 10 years of driving, and this person's like, surprisingly, against all odds, nothing bad happened on this 15-minute road trip. Bro, I've driven for 16 hours before, and was perfectly fine. Like, why are you making it sound like it's like a miracle? What's wrong with this person? Keep in mind that Ryan is an inexperienced driver, and it was his first time driving a truck, like a semi-truck. You're like, you're like, get in the back of the truck, Ryan. And then Ryan's like, no, please, I was human trafficked. Don't put me in the back of the truck. And you're like, fine, drive the 18-wheeler. I know you don't have a Class A commercial license, but that's fine. Who cares? If you hit a couple of cars on the way there, it's fine anyway. It's not even a big deal. So when my husband got home, I told him that I bought the presents, and he asked me if I left Ryan with the kids. I said no, I took him along. He asked how did I force Ryan in the car, and I told him I gave him the keys. My husband absolutely lost it. He said that it was incredibly irresponsible of me to let a kid drive the whole family on a highway. He started saying that I'm a horrible mother and could have killed us all. And even went as far as to drop the R slur referring to Ryan. Oh my gosh, it's me. I couldn't stand it anymore as he basically insulted my son. Foster or not, it didn't matter at the moment, and I yelled at him, insulting his ability to drive, which my husband is very self-conscious about. What the f*** is this post? Don't say based husband. The husband's clearly not a good guy either. Remember, the husband texts and drives. The husband's gonna kill someone. Maybe his wife. We don't know yet. I think that... I don't know. I don't like anyone in this story. Let me try and be an impartial judge, though. Am I the ass for letting a kid with a learning disorder drive me and my kids? I don't know. It seems like it was fine. I think that not the asshole is my answer. But, like, I think that maybe he shouldn't have started with a semi-truck. I think that might have been a little bit of a jump forward. You know what? Maybe that would be a good outcome. I genuinely don't know where Reddit's gonna fall on this one. Like, I'm not the asshole. But she sounds like a bad driving instructor when she's, like, amazed that they didn't get into an accident going to the mall. Like, if those are your standards, I think something's fucked up, you know? You messed up somewhere, man. You said yourself he has a license, meaning he's passed the test even if he isn't overly experienced, and that he did great. You were there to help him should any issues come up. It was not like he was solo driving. Biggest issue I see is your asshole husband using the R word to talk about kids in his care. I mean, you know, that's probably a portent for what kind of behavior the husband exhibits, you know, if he's willing to be cruel to, like, a 16-year-old who survived a car crash. How is this man going to react if one of his kids turns out to have dyslexia or dyscalculia? I don't know, probably normal. He probably isn't going to, like, you know, kill them. What do you mean? Like, why are you extrapolating, like... why are you extrapolating that this man, like, hates dyslexic people because he used the R word one time in a Reddit post? Redditors will really just, like, extrapolate and say, like, well, if you were willing to steal a penny off of the ground that belonged to someone else, you're probably willing to steal the lives of millions of children. I totally get, I could have called that Reddit was gonna focus on the R slur. You know, it's, you know, what's more important, the material reality or words? Like I've seen a good Reddit post before, but it was from r/like curated Tumblr or something, and they're relatively based on the Tumblr sites. They're a little less like, they're more like my permanently online than like the Redditors permanently online, you know, like where every Redditor is like a neckbeard, like loser walking around with a body pillow into a Bass Pro Shop. And I've seen that where, like, you know, everyone agreed that it's like, it would be better to have somebody like somebody that's like, I don't give a fuck if those F slurs are sleeping with the same sex or if they want this or that. They're entitled to any, the same rights as any human being. Like, that's still like somebody that you would rather have. Like, they're more on your side than, like, a TERF is, somebody that's like, well, I'm just trying to think of, think about the women, like J.K. Rowling or something, Hello, Malicious. Honestly, I'm totally fine with just ragging on your husband. He does seem pretty bad. The irony of the situation is that OP's husband is self-conscious about his own driving, but still has the audacity to critique other drivers. Is no one going to talk about the fact that her husband's driving while texting? That's fucking terrible. You're a driving instructor, so not only did your husband horribly disparage Ryan with that slur, he also disrespected you utterly by essentially saying you don't know your job. I would be livid, not the asshole OP, and I think this just opened up some much deeper issues about your husband's feelings about Ryan and you. I mean, I think, you know, I have not been swayed by, you know, like the obvious anti-husband propaganda. And, you know, everyone knows that I do have, like, an anti-husband bias, right? But, I mean, he does sound bad. He does sound like not a good guy. Come on, he drives and texts at the same time. That's enough for me to not like you. You don't value, like, your life, fine, you know, stab yourself in the... Okay, I'm not allowed to say that on Twitch. You know, if you don't value your own life, how about you do things that, yeah, stab yourself in the truck. Do something that, you know, puts your life at risk, but doesn't put my life at risk. We're both driving on the same freeway. Fucking pay attention, you know? I don't care if you kill yourself. I'd rather you didn't, unless you're gonna text and drive. Wait, oh, fuck. Okay, don't... We're moving on from this conversation. We're getting too dangerously close to TOS stuff. Show me controversial. Everyone sucks here. You didn't know that Ryan would be a wonderful driver and on the highway before you loaded up your other children in the car. Also, you don't really know what's going to set off his PTSD. Was he happy with this outing? There are other ways that you could have gotten a babysitter to complete your shopping. Your husband refuses to take responsibility here as well as used a slur. It was his first time driving a truck. You got lucky. Why are you and your husband taking in foster kids that your husband uses the R slur for? It doesn't sound like he's on board with taking in foster kids. Did he say this in front of Ryan? OP's husband suck. I mean, there's no question there. OP's husband does suck. I don't know. I don't really care that much about it. It was a good read. I don't really care about the result. Anyone can go to jail for that one. Maybe all of them. It was just a nice read. But I say not the asshole. I mean, I don't know. You're all weird. Weird, but not an asshole. Innocent, but strange. That's where I feel on. That's where I fall. Innocent, but strange. Parents invite themselves to my rented home, say my mom will get cancer if I say no. What do you mean, parents invite themselves to my mom will get cancer if I say no? Okay, fine, I'll click on it. What do you mean mom will get cancer if you say no? Is that all it takes? Like, I can say that? Like, hey chat, you have to show up at every stream. Next Tuesday we're going to be playing The Wolf of Wall Street Among Us 3. Episode 3, I mean. If you don't show up, I'm going to get cancer. Like, what? Like, is it just a guilt-tripping thing? Okay, invite them to my rented home, say mom will get cancer if I say no. I don't know, you're not the asshole. It sounds like they're crazy. I live in a mid-tier vacation destination. I don't know what 12-year-old, you know, owns a home. Or I guess my rented home. that my parents enjoy visiting in the summer months and in the past have said they hate coming into the winter because of the stone cold. My mom recently went into remission from her cancer after a long 6 months of chemo. She did not handle it gracefully and required I come home every month for the duration of a week while she was in treatment. Is that what the doctor said? The doctor said, you know, like, how are we going to get rid of the... Like, did mom call up this person, OP, and say, like, yeah, the doctor says that you have to come visit me every week or every month. Otherwise, I'm going to die. Like, I think this person's just being tricked. Frequently, if anyone around her receives sympathy, she brings up how hard chemo is. At one point during her treatments, I was coming for her birthday, and she told me if I did not extend my planned trip to be with her at chemo, I shouldn't come at all. And then goes to tell me that it's horrible that I would not see her on her birthday while she has cancer. I caved and came for the extended trip. Mom really is just saying, like, if you don't visit me, you're evil. Kimmy, are you playing, like, I feel like you're living in opposite world today, Kimmy. Like, you and I keep getting on, like, the exact opposite sides of something. I think you get the picture. It's all about her, and she loves to guilt people into obeying her. Like, yeah, it sounds like the mother is kind of, you know, self-absorbed. Yeah, evil Kimmy today. Am I the asshole? 2 weeks before I leave to visit my boyfriend's family for Christmas, my parents asked me, wait, are you gay or are you a woman? Either way, based. 2 weeks before I leave to visit my boyfriend's family for Christmas, my parents asked me if they can stay in our home with their dog while me and my boyfriend are gone. I was hesitant listing that our rental does not allow dogs and accepted our dog as an exception. We don't know if people can stay in our home given that we live on the property with a landlord who has children and that it would require a lot of cleaning and we are busy working getting ready for a trip. My mom responded that it is no problem. Their dog is good. They have my parents and we don't need to clean. They will be coming. I responded, well, maybe it depends on what the landlord says. Their dog is not good. He's anxious. It's in the house and has freaked out and damaged things while in a random places they have stayed when left alone. I also don't think that these people are related to me as some legal argument in a lease. Well, okay, listen, man. We're anti-landlord here, so, like, if the landlord has a problem with it, you know, send him my number. I'm just gonna say the F word over and over again. Finally, it is insulting that they say I don't have to clean for them. I am not the cleanest person. Are they supposed to sit amongst laundry in the living room, cook in a greasy kitchen, and use a dirty bathroom, sleep on smelly sheets, etc.? The next day, my dad calls me and tells me that my mom has cancer screening next month, and I would feel really bad saying no to her now if she found out she has cancer in January. Am I the asshole, or should my dad be taking her to a warm beach rather than a frozen town? Yeah, I mean, I'm with malicious here. Like, I don't want to lose my house because my mom brought all of her cancer particles over here, gave the fucking, you know... well, actually, if she can give the landlord cancer, that might be good for me. But, you know, I don't want her dog to shit all over my house. It's already dirty enough. No, I don't want you to visit. Just, I'll come visit you. Not the asshole. But show me controversial. Show me the people that are saying, like, yeah, they're your parents. You know, if they said, you know, chew up the food, chew up Christmas dinner for me and spit it in my mouth, you have to do it. Not the asshole, but as someone who has had chemo, it does a real effect on the brain. I was mad my mind was not my own. I could not see or think. I had emotions that were new. I felt so sick and spent the whole time worrying about dying. I'm not saying she is in any way right, but I do understand how chemo can make your mind not your own. She is worried she is dying because there is a good chance she might die. I think this is the first post that hasn't said not the asshole, disown your parents. I really wish there was some more thought like this because everyone just makes me feel insane for trying to have a relationship with my mom. My mom could find out that the cancer is back and she could die. If I said don't stay at my empty... What do you want us to say, Jewish parents 5404? You know, you're like, my mom is so terrible. Every time she visits me, she kills my dog. And then when somebody's like, stop inviting your mom, she's like, no. Like, what are you talking about? I hate these people. You're the asshole because I've decided you suck. That person is the OP, yeah. No, I'm done with them. Go away, Jewish parents 5404. No, the parents wanted to come stay with her. Am I the ass for wanting money my parents took from the sale of my house? Am I the ass for not taking in my cousin during his divorce because he might be autistic? What? For not taking in my cousin during his divorce because he might be autistic? Is that the reason you're not taking him in? I think she's just saying that, like, all the other comments were saying that. Which makes sense, because... I don't know. I would probably do that. Am I the ass for not taking in my cousin during his divorce because he might be autistic? I literally don't understand the title. I'm gonna say not the asshole until I read it, because I genuinely don't understand. Like... Is it because he might be autistic? Also, what do you mean he might be? Did you just, like, decide? You're like, yeah, he's kind of weird with it. He likes cars a little too much. Also, the cousin is the one getting divorced? Or his parents getting divorced? Like, what do you mean taking in my cousin? Is he a child? Is he an adult? Does he have a house? Do you have a house? When I was 10 years old, what the f- Okay, so now we're going back, like... How old are you now? When I was 10 years old, my parents got divorced. It fucking sucked. They were just trying to hurt each other. It got so bad I had to go stay with family. Who were you staying with before? What are you... Are your parents not family? I asked to stay with my uncle because he is awesome. How old are you? What are you... Who are you? Who are these people? Who's writing these posts? My awesome uncle. And I would not have to change schools. It was too much for my cousin David, who was 12 at the time. He has never been diagnosed, but with all the information out there nowadays, it is blatantly obvious. Okay. Diagnosed weird by Redditor. My presence in the house was too much and he started acting up. I had to go stay with my grandparents about 2 hours away. Ryan Inevitable Muscle 606. Ryan Muscle. Well, it's been about 25 years now and David is getting divorced. Okay, hold on. My cousin David was 12 when I was 10. He's 2 years older than me. It's been 25 years, so they're 35 and 37. David is getting divorced. He needs a place... Like, you're right. Like, why are they... They're like telling the story like it's a Marvel movie or something. Like, we have like the flashback at the beginning and then like, okay, now we're back in present day. You know? He needs a place to stay since his folks are retired and live down south now. He wants to stay in the city so he can be close to his work. I thought about it and said no. You said he can't stay in the city? Are you... I don't... Are you the... You're like you're... I don't even know, dude. What are you? Like the city's comptroller or something? We have 2 children and 2 dogs. This is their home. Okay, where do you live then? They have full run of the house. I'm not going to lock my dogs away or tell my kids to not make any noise. Yes, I've had to do this in the past when he visited. That was a couple of hours. This is going to be longer. Our grandparents still live on the same farm and he had to go stay there. He has to commute to his work 3 days a week. He hates it. He said I was being an asshole for not helping family. I just don't want to disrupt my children's lives. Am I the asshole? Okay, I see what they're saying, okay? This is worded insanely, though. So, you live near David's work. So David's like, hey, can I stay with you? I mean, you know. Who knows? The commute might be really long, right? Like, he's living on a farm right now? That doesn't sound like it's in the city. I don't, like... I don't think that you need to let Cousin David come live in your house if you think it's going to be... Like, like, even if you just don't want to, right? Like, it would be nice of you to do it, but, like, it sounds like you're just trying to come up with excuses because you think your Cousin Dave is annoying. And that's fine. I don't want to live with people that I think are annoying either. So, you know, whatever. Not the asshole. You know, it's fine. It would be nice, but I don't think that you have to be nice in every scenario. That's also a good point. I think it's just trying to, like, justify more, you know, like, I have a loud house, and David is susceptible to sounds, right? Like, overstimulation, maybe. I think maybe that's what they're trying to get at. And so they're like, my dogs are barking and my kids are yelling, so it would just annoy David. But I think really he just doesn't, you know, he finds David annoying, which is fine. You're not the asshole except for your phrasing in the title. You aren't refusing to take him in because he's probably autistic. You're refusing to take him in because you can't accommodate his needs and those of your kids and pets at the same time. Show me controversial. It's your home, it's your call, but I have to ask, did he say that your kids would have to be quiet or your dogs would have to be quiet? Because what the 12-year-old autistic person needs and what the 37-year-old needs might be very different. And are you assuming it will be a negative when it might not be? I've had to do this in the past when he visited. That was a couple of hours. Okay, I mean, you know. I guess they did put it in the post. You're the ass for ascribing this to his autism. Autistic people don't all act like this. Lots of autistic people do. True, but lots don't. Why drag them all into this? The problem is the person's behavior, not his autism. I mean, that's absolutely true. The title directly attacks his autism, but if it were clearly autistic yet acted this exact same way, he should not be offered lodging. I think it's, like, they're trying to say, like, lots of autistic people suffer from, like, being in overstimulating environments, right? But, like, this person's saying, like, lots don't, and what if he wasn't autistic? What if he was neurotypical and... like, you know, still was, like, triggered by sounds, right? Like, then would it be different? Like, the problem isn't his autism. The problem is, the overstimulation, right? So I do agree with All Crank here. Like, it is absolutely true. He's sensitive to noise, to rough fabrics, to smells. He only eats certain foods. He loses his shit if things don't go his way. I'm not a psychologist or anything, but it's pretty obvious. Okay, this person has not been downvoted, but I think that they're saying the same thing. You're not the asshole, but you missed the point. Your brother may or may not be autistic, but the specific traits that make him a bad guest are why you're not inviting him. Yeah, like, autism, you know, sure, there's some overlap between these traits and autism, but they're not like a full circle, right? Like, I'm sure that there are probably plenty of autistic people that you could invite over to this guy's house and they would not have a problem, I think is what some of these people are saying, and I agree with that. Saying you're not inviting him because he's autistic is a bad way to put it. Poor choice of words, sure. Autism be damned, Dave is a bad house guest. Yes, I think that is what I'm trying to get at. You presumably wouldn't kick out everyone who is autistic, but a fine house guest. It is funny to imagine somebody kicking out a perfectly fine house guest because, like, they notice they have 20 tabs of British Railway history open, though. Okay, that's good. I agree with that. Am I the ass for not taking in my wait, yeah, sorry. Am I the ass for not wanting to go see extended family for Christmas when my husband and I are separating? You literally called it. I did notice that. Am I the ass for not buying my family Christmas presents but shopping for Angel Tree Kids? I don't know what the fuck that means. Am I the ass for giving my niece a book of controversial fairy tales? Let's see what the controversial fairy tales are.
Hey, pretty good, huh? Well, if you liked the video, it would help me out a lot if you'd click the like button down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, you can check out the channel and consider subscribing to stay up to date with videos as they come out. Or, if you want to be part of the live show, you can follow us at twitch.tv/FoxCan'tRead. Or, join the Fox Can't Read community Discord. Both of those links are going to be in the description down below. But until then, I will see you later. Goodbye!